Hi, Virgo. Welcome to your mid-April 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. So I'm going to be doing a mid-month update spread, and then I am going to pull a card from my new oracle deck called Beyond Lemuria, and I'll just read what it says in the booklet since it's kind of a new deck for me, and I'm still getting acclimated with it. And today, as I record this on the 11th, is the new moon. Some of you are going to experience this on the 12th. But even, in terms of, I'm recording this in the morning, and it will be much more in play. I mean, it becomes exact later on this evening in the United States. Oh my goodness. We have two cards. This is unbelievable. It's funny because I almost thought I picked the same card twice. The central theme card, it reminded me of that card. Okay. So, the heart of the matter is the Six of Cups. This is the Soulmate card. This is the card of, this is a very nostalgic card. So this can be something from the past that is in your current reality for some reason. So it's like kind of a blast from the past, or you're reliving something that was of a very innocent time in your life. And it holds a place in your heart. So whether this, a stroll down memory lane, whether this is something that you have been physically experiencing, like a reunion with someone or people that you used to be around, or whether this is just a memory that you have. This is also a card of children. And you could say like the good old days. And so there's that sense of, that's where the sense of nostalgia comes from. Because it has a connection with childhood memories and matters, if there is something that is connected to your family or the past, this could be front and center in your life. This could be an inheritance. You may be visiting family, and certainly this is, from what I understand, from what I read, this has been happening so more frequently these days. So that's a definite possibility. And just your children or children, the idea of children, how does it relate? Because sometimes when people are thinking of having children, they think back to their childhood and whether or not, they feel this sense of happiness that makes them want to have children connected to what they experienced, as they're deliberating over it. But this can be like a karmic issue that is front and center in your life. One thing that I want to say that I personally see with this card is if this is something related to work that you do, that you're gravitating towards something that you always loved, that you may have kind of gotten sidetracked with. With the cups, there is that artistic, creative connection. But for some people, it might even be religious, spiritual. Like if you always fantasized about being a nun or something like that when you were young, and then you got married, and then maybe you get divorced and you're like, I still want to become a nun. Can I sign up? But some other type of spiritual aspirant. In the past position, we have the Four of Pentacles. This is a card of financial stability and security. And so to me, if it's in the past position, what it suggests to me is that somebody is, they've nailed down their finances to the point where they can now focus on their true love in life. So that might even be retirement for some of you, where you or you can retire, you have the money to like focus on other things, focus on your creative pursuits rather than just trying to stay alive day to day. So these kinds of things can come up for people, and they can go back to these idyllic times and really be quite comfortable knowing that they don't have to worry about the day-to-day practical matters of life. Now, all the other thing too is that I could see the Four of Pentacles with an inheritance issue connected to those things, and having to deal with inheritance and, getting things sorted out financially. If this is a love situation, this is a very important one, maybe the most important of this reading. The Four of Pentacles can indicate a partner who has provided you with a stable life, or you could just say stability across the board, because let's face it, emotional stability with a relationship is super important. If you're with somebody who just creates drama in the relationship, that's going to be a little bit nightmarish. So you may have this type of person in your life, and maybe it's a spouse, but there is somebody, a soulmate, that you have reconnected with. And to one degree or another, I'm not talking about that you're having an affair, but that you really feel this sense of, this is the person that I was really meant to be with. And now you have a dilemma on your hands. And maybe that's reflected by this card. This is the higher message, Two of Swords. And this can be, I think that as a higher message card, what I'm focusing most on is the blindfold. Are you really making a choice are you making a true choice? Is this really even an option? And I could say it in both directions if we're talking about two people. In one direction, if you married somebody primarily for financial security, maybe you had a child already and you just wanted somebody who was a good provider, whatever the deal was, whatever the situation was, and you feel that you don't really love that person and you can't imagine going through the rest of your life still with that person, even though that individual might be a decent person, that may already be showing you the truth of that situation. And you're trying to act like it really is this, big dilemma, when in fact, you already know the answer. In the other scenario, if there is a situation where perhaps you are already financially secure on your own and you don't need somebody else, but you still feel this sense of like, I want to be with somebody, but you don't have that emotional connection to that person. Or actually, that's kind of like the first scenario. I would say on the flip side, if you're someone who is living in the past and the connection that you have recently made with a person from the past has stirred within you, these fond memories, but you're conveniently, disregarding other aspects of this person's temperament, or their behavior, their circumstances in life. You could be you could have blinders on, and you could be overstating the virtues of that person and understating the virtues of the person that you're with. So in both cases, you might be right. It might not be just one versus the other. It might be that you're not appreciating what you have, but it could be that you have outgrown the need for that safety. Maybe that relationship really did serve you for a season of your life. So it's not to say that there wasn't a purpose to it. So very interesting. But I'd say as a higher message, really see what your true decision is. Don't just look at it in a 3D sense. Okay. So what crosses you is the Page of Wands. Now, this can be that your thoughts are not as positive as they should be. It can be that something is preventing you from starting a new enthusiastic endeavor. Now, this can even be on your end with a creative project, and perhaps you are deliberately blocking it. I even get that feeling that this is something you're doing to yourself. It could be that you don't feel deserving of it. These are the things that have to be examined, the attitudes that a person holds about what they deserve in life. Because sometimes people don't feel that they're deserving, and they don't go after what they really, in fact, have coming from the universe, these gifts. And they're kind of pushing back on them. And one thing I want to make mention of before I finish this reading is that you're going to have in May 26th is going to be a lunar eclipse at 5 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, Sag is another mutable sign like Virgo, and is the 4th house of home and family for you. So these areas tend to be, this area is very personal to you and your home life. And that is, the Six of Cups, I connected to Cancer. I think somebody told me Scorpio, if I'm not mistaken, a while ago, but that doesn't really resonate with me because it is about the past. That is what Cancer represents. Now, this will shake up your domestic area, or it can. I'm not going to say it will because I don't know for sure if it will. But, the point being that you may have to face this kind of upheaval regardless, whether you are holding back or not. And we have here the Eight of Wands, which is fast moving events, things kind of just starting to really flow. That's what, see, the Page of Wands shows that kind of blockage, but eventually things will start to move, and then it'll be fast and furious. And that could be something where you're making changes in life or accepting the changes very rapidly, and that leads you to possible reuniting with someone, somebody from your past, a childhood sweetheart, a soulmate, and that kind of thing. And it's like, to me, I see the Eight of Wands as the clearing of the decks in your home, on the home front. And of course, this is only for people that have this situation. If you have a solid marriage and family life, then this is not, the interpretation will be more, I think, with the career front, and it could be more of a creative type of work. And to me, the Two of Cups in that scenario can be you coming home to yourself. That's what just came into my mind. where you are kind of doing what you always have felt called to do. And finally, it's the timing is right for that. So you will be having, um, a solar eclipse in your 10th house of career. So that could reflect new opportunities career-wise that have more of a personal significance or relevance to your life at this time. Okay, now I'm going to pick one of those Americans. I'm just going to cut in half. Not even going to shuffle the cards. All right, good. I got a different card. Realm Bridger. Okay, what number? 41. I will read from the booklets. And let's see if there's any... I'm not going to read everything it says because it's pretty extensive for each of these. So here are some keywords. Visionaries, architects of the future, information from other realms, bridging the seen with the unseen, inspiration, seeding a new earth, traversing different states of consciousness, birthing ideas from subtle reality, and journeying. This is about bridging the seen and the unseen. And it's funny because the author, who I guess is the one who does the artwork, which is so beautiful, says, this card is about bridging the seen and the unseen. Intuitive painting is my method of connection, but the ability to crystallize the normally intangible can manifest in other ways. So the point is that I mentioned creativity, and I do feel that even with some of the private readings I've been doing, that certain people may be called, and I didn't realize that this could have something to do with the new earth and that kind of the 5-dimensional new earth, that some people might be utilizing their art to channel spiritual messages and to present them in visual form for other people to be inspired. So that might be something that you resonate with. Now, the card's divinatory meaning is you are the pioneer of your life. The way forward may be in your dreams or visions. You might find it useful to do automatic writing or intuitive drawing to capture some of the more lucid information. Be creative and don't take on the opinions of others. It's time to think and do things a whole other way. After all, as the saying goes, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Very interesting. Do you like my earrings? I just got them not too long ago. I think they're the Tree of Life. So anyway, that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you would like a private reading, I am promoting my double readings because they are a great value. If you've never had a chart reading, I have a deep dive reading that has extended time for the natal chart interpretation and the transits. And I also have a combination tarot and chart reading called the Whole Enchilada. You can find out information about all my types of readings at the link below. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.